Imagine you have met an old friend whom you are seeing for the first time in a long time. What do you say? Hi, Alicia here. Catching up with old friends in English is easy. In this lesson, you're going to learn how. Gustavo has come to New York to work with George, and they have a lot to catch up on. Let's watch.
Mr. Silva, sorry to keep you waiting. Mr. Thomas is here.
George.
Gustavo, it's been too long.
I know. It's good to see you again. Here's a little something from Sao Paulo.
You shouldn't have. Thanks. And you're looking well. How have you been doing?
I'm good. The hotel is pretty nice and it's great to be in the States.
That's great to hear.
And you? You're looking well too.
Been busy, but doing well. Let's catch up at lunch.
Okay.
Now the lesson focus. Here's how to greet an old friend in English. Ready?
Do you remember what George said to greet Gustavo right after he arrives?
It's been too long.
First is a contraction for it and has.
It's
Next is the word,
been
and last is the phrase.
too long.
Together, it's.
It's been too long.
You can use this phrase whenever you're greeting an old friend or acquaintance you haven't seen for a long time. Now you try. Imagine you are greeting a member of your family after living in another country for 6 months. What would you say?
It's been too long.
Do you remember what Gustavo says after he agrees with George that it's been too long?
It's good to see you again.
First is a contraction for it and is.
It's
Next is the word.
good
After this is the phrase.
to see you
And last is the word.
again.
Together, it's.
It's good to see you again.
You can use this phrase anytime you are meeting someone that you haven't seen in a while. Now you try. Imagine you're picking up a friend from the airport who is visiting you. How could you greet them?
It's good to see you again.
Now imagine you're having a second business meeting with a client at work. What would you say to greet them?
It's good to see you again.
Do you remember what question George used to ask Gustavo how he has been?
How have you been doing?
First is the word.
How
Next is the phrase.
have you
And last is the phrase.
been doing?
Together, it's.
How have you been doing?
This phrase is used to ask how someone has been since you last saw each other. It's similar to the phrase,
How are you doing?
but is asking about someone's past condition rather than his or her present condition. Now you try. Imagine you run into an old friend at a cafe. What question could you ask them?
How have you been doing?
Now imagine you are talking to your little brother on the phone. How could you ask him how he's been since the last time you spoke?
How have you been doing?
Liked this quick lesson? Watch the full version at EnglishClass101.com to understand the whole dialogue. While you're there, learn all about American culture with our audio lessons and cultural word lists. Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com. See you next time!